this video, I'm going to answer the question, what is polyvagal theory? Now, I always think it's helpful to look at an example, so let's look at Sarah. And as I talk about Sarah, I want you to notice how her nervous system moves between three very different states. So Sarah is driving to work with her husband in the passenger seat, and they are singing along to their favourite song. Her nervous system is in a place of safety and connection. The ventral vagal branch of her parasympathetic nervous system is active. Her heart rate is regulated. She feels safe, peaceful, happy, active and engaged. The world feels like a safe place, and she is at the top of the autonomic ladder. She suddenly hears the sirens of a police car coming from behind her and has the thought, have I done something wrong? Her heart rate starts to race, her breathing is now short and shallow, she feels anxious and experiences a strong rush of adrenaline. Sarah is now in the sympathetic branch of her autonomic nervous system. Her fight or flight response has been triggered and the world suddenly feels like a dangerous place. The police car quickly overtakes and Sarah's heart rate and breathing eventually return to normal, and by the time she arrives at work, she is back in her ventral vagal state. Later that evening, she visits her brother and her mother happens to be there. Now, her mother has bullied and abused Sarah since she was a young child. Sitting in the living room with her mother, she can feel herself starting to shut down. She feels disconnected from the conversation and feels numb. She has moved to the bottom of the autonomic ladder. The dorsal vagal branch of her parasympathetic nervous system is active. Her energy is low, her breathing is shallow, she has shut down and dissociated as a survival mechanism. So you can see that Sarah's autonomic nervous system was responding to signals in her environment via three very specific pathways: ventral vagal, sympathetic and dorsal vagal. So polyvagal theory offers a neurophysiological framework to consider why you act in the way you do. And through a polyvagal lens, you can understand that your actions are automatic and out of your conscious control. So Sarah was not making a conscious decision to increase her heart rate when she heard the police siren, and she didn't decide to shut down when she saw her mother. Each response was automatic and unconscious. In fact, Sarah's autonomic nervous system had assessed her environment and initiated a response way before she even had time to think about events. The founder of polyvagal theory, Stephen Porges, coined the term Neuroception. This simply means the process of your autonomic nervous system unconsciously scanning for cues of danger, safety and threat. In fact, every time you meet someone, your neuroception is scanning them and asking, are you safe or are you dangerous? Your nervous system then uses that information to control your heart rate, breathing, muscle tension, pain tolerance. In fact, almost every system in your body changes because your vagus nerve links them all together. In Latin, vagus means wandering. True to its name, the vagus nerve wanders from your brainstem through your heart, lungs, digestive system, liver, gallbladder, spleen, pancreas and kidneys. So the neuroception of danger in one organ is very quickly transmitted to the other organs. Now, healthy individuals can freely move between each state, but trauma survivors can get stuck in a sympathetic or dorsal vagal state. For example, Stephen was physically abused as a child and also bullied at school. His initial reaction was to fight back, but sadly this didn't work and the bullying and abuse continued. His nervous system eventually moved to his last option, dorsal vagal shutdown. Polyvagal theory is important here because we know that trauma has interrupted Stephen's ability to regulate his nervous system. So the natural pattern of connection is replaced with a pattern for protection. Stephen's nervous system is wired for threat and danger, not safety or connection. Because he views the world from a dorsal vagal state, his ability to scan the environment for danger has become distorted, so his neuroception is faulty. He overestimates danger and threat and struggles to interpret cues of safety and connection. So Stephen's prolonged and repeated traumas have shaped his nervous system, and these wounds require a healing relationship to help him reclaim trust in other people. Now, this is a paradoxical challenge. Connection feels dangerous for Stephen, but he needs connection in order to heal. He doesn't have anyone in his life that feels safe, so he enters psychological therapy. Stephen's therapist offers cues of safety by validating his distress, maintaining a soft gaze, a calm tone, actively listening, and adopting an open body posture. So she is inviting Stephen into his ventral vagal state of connection by assuring him the environment supports emotional and physical safety. The therapist's nervous system is communicating to Stephen's nervous system that it's safe. Now remember, polyvagal theory tells us about the hierarchy, and if you have feelings of safety, you can't have feelings of threat. So Stephen can find his way to safety by experiencing a safe therapeutic relationship. So co-regulation is one of the primary organising principles of polyvagal theory, and it's a biological imperative, which means you need co-regulation in order to survive. For example, young children have no capacity to self-regulate. They seek co-regulation from their parents or caregivers. They rely on those relationships for psychological and emotional regulation. So your nervous system needs to be in connection with other nervous systems in order to feel both physical and psychological well-being. The key is co-regulating with other nervous systems that have found their way to ventral vagal regulation. So if you are a therapist, it's important that you are grounded in your ventral vagal state before you see a client. So polyvagal theory has 3 organising principles. 1, a 3-tiered hierarchy, so the ventral vagal, sympathetic and dorsal vagal states. 2, neuroception, which is your nervous system's ability to assess signals of danger or safety. And 3, co-regulation, the need for an organising other to help you return to a state of safety and connection. Now, if you'd like to take what you have learned to the next level, please view my video on the window of tolerance, which includes strategies to help you move between states. Just click the screen to view the video, and I look forward to seeing you soon.